Thank you for joining us. I'm Aisha Morales. We have breaking news this evening to report to you. News 11 is on scene on 2nd Street and 7th Avenue. Yuma police tell News 11 an armed robbery occurred there just recently. 2 victims tell police they were approached by 2 other men who tried to take their money. The 2 suspects were armed and a scuffle occurred and shots were fired. One of the victims was hit by a round and taken to Yuma Regional Medical Center with non-life-threatening injuries. Officials are processing the scene where it occurred. News 11 will bring you the latest on this as more details develop. Well, moving on to top stories tonight, neither side blinked. And tonight at about 8:30 Eastern Time, President Obama, who had no other option, ordered the $85 billion cross-the-board federal budget cuts called sequestration. Steve Handelsman has the latest from Capitol Hill. Steve.
Aisha, thanks. Good evening.
Are still looking for multiple people involved in an armed robbery that happened last week. Investigators say it happened Friday at about 11 p.m. near 20th Street and 3rd Avenue. Officers say the suspects in an SUV approached the victim, who was walking. One of the robbers was armed with a shotgun, and the gunman demanded the victim's wallet and other personal items. The victim describes the vehicle as an early 1990s model, white Ford Explorer with a luggage rack on the roof and a black stripe down the side. Anyone with information on this case should call the Yuma Police Department at 928-373-4700 or 78-CRIME to remain anonymous.
Well, in the IRS scandal,
Thank you for joining us. It's a race against time in Moore, Oklahoma, as officials comb through tons of debris in hopes of finding survivors of yesterday's devastating F5 tornado.
News 11's Sarah Dollef begins our team coverage from there on what?
In Washington, I'm Brian Moore, News 11. John, Aisha, back to you.
All right, Brian, thank you very much.
And after Monday's devastation in Oklahoma, there are questions tonight as to who else might be in danger with the storms continuing to push toward the east. News
11's Rob Fram continues our team coverage with the latest on the widespread storm activity. Now, Rob, are you seeing a high risk of tornadoes toward the southeast?
Aisha, that would be a no.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, temperatures have seemed to go down just a tad bit. I'm wondering how things are going to look for this weekend.
Not much different than today.
Okay.
Minus the wind, though. You know, a lot of us are dealing with the gusts, especially to the west in the Imperial Valley. But that's going to be slowing down as we get on into our holiday weekend. So
perfect.
Yeah,
sounds good.
Especially for those kids.
The main suspect in the murder of a Welton woman was back in court this morning. Jose Jimenez was arraigned today. He pleaded not guilty to charges of aggravated assault and unlawful flight from law enforcement. This stems from his run from Yuma officers and deputies who were able to arrest him last month. Jimenez will be back in court for these charges next month.
In some drastic measures because of the budget crunch California is experiencing.
It's the first time the court has faced severe financial difficulty that's now forcing it to close its doors. News 11's Milrose Bosco reports.
Thank you for joining us today. The Boston Marathon became the target of terrorism.
At least 2 people are dead and dozens injured after powerful explosions went off near the finish line of the marathon this morning.
Katie Davis joins us live from Boston with the very latest details. Katie, what can you tell us?